to, are you still with us? I wanted you to jump back in about a particular comment you made regarding empathy for victims and so on. But as an extension of that, there also seems to me, including what I'm hearing on this panel and what I've heard elsewhere, the tendency for us to nurse our own grievances jealously so that it stops us from being able to work in concert with others to solve problems in a concrete way. How do we get beyond everybody's victimhood being nursed with great jealousy?
Thank you, Dele. Before I go into that, I would crave your indulgence. Just allow me a quick response to my brother, distinguished Senator Abaribe. The request he just made, we actually did. I went with Malam Nasri El-Rufai and 12 of our governors to meet principal officers in the Senate to present that report, the APC Constitutional Reform Report, to the leadership in Senate. So I would expect that this has now been conveyed to the Senate Committee on Constitutional Reform. You were not there that day, but we did what you are just requesting. So the ball is in your court. Governor Rufai is totally right. We can pass laws. We can elect you and send you there, but it's your sole prerogative to pass laws on behalf of all of us. And I'm sure these are issues that you are also personally interested in. I happen to know that. So it shouldn't be difficult for you to work with those who believe in what that committee has come out with. But going back to, let me also give a quick response to something that Chioma said. Chioma, my own dictionary meaning of restiveness, and I quickly did a check when you spoke, simply says unable to remain still or silent, especially because of boredom or dissatisfaction characterized by impatience or absence of calm. You are addressing what was responsible for that absence of calm in our youth. That is police brutality in the case of the October events. But youth restiveness cuts across. And there can be no doubt that it's one of the things we have to respond to. We can debate what's responsible for youth restiveness, but the fact that we have youth restiveness is not something debatable in my view. But going to the issue of empathy, sir, I think there is no question that those of us in public office and in authority have to be compassionate in the way we conduct ourselves. And there's no doubt that a lot of people have been victims of crime of all sorts, of bad governance, of lack of accountability. And it behoves us, in addition to fixing those problems, to also extend a compassionate hand to such people. That's why over the last year, when we have this unfortunate incident, it's a golden rule in the Nigerian Governors Forum that I had to go to the state, or I send a delegation to the state where we've had this problem, be it Borno or Zamfara or Oyo or Ogun State, and to even donate a token to address that particular issue that has caused a disaffection or unhappiness amongst the citizens. So really, I think that is just a gesture of that speaks to our values as a people. It's not a favor being done to the victim, but it is a duty that we owe ourselves to be compassionate and to be supportive to those who have been hard done by our society. But there are a couple of other issues that have come up that I also think I should respond to. Chioma highlighted the point about gender-based violence and the state of emergency that we declared on June 10, 2020. You're absolutely right. That problem has not disappeared. We're still grappling with gender-based violence, with children out of school, with general human rights violations. But I can tell you that the fact that we succeeded in even declaring that state of emergency, which has a whole range of things to it, is not just legislation. Legislation is one of the specific issues that we wanted to deal with, where there are gaps, where there are no existing laws. And we're making progress. It may not be fast enough, but we are making some progress. But there are other elements to it. For example, empowering the women themselves or victims generally. We are also insisting on making sure that girls return to schools, even when they are pregnant.
Thank you, Governor.
There are a whole range of things that we're doing. Sexual assault referral centers are springing up all over the country.
Thank you.
We have shelters springing up all over the country. So there is some progress. And I would like to just urge, moderator, we're right to be impatient, but we must never let the perfect become the enemy of the good. There is some good taking place in some parts, but we need to pull everything together for our country to be what we want it to be.